Hi, welcome to Hope, Cope, and Nope with Shannon Medisky. I'm Shannon, and today I'm going to show you how to go from this normal index card, tab, divider, guide, whatever you want to call it, to this. As you can see, this is much bigger, easier to color code, more space, and it's more durable. You can use it over and over again, and frankly, I just like how it looks when it's actually in a box of cards. It's so much easier to see and much more durable than just this manila cardboard. So to get started, all you need is, actually, simply put, you could even just use an index card. I like Oxford heavyweight index cards. They are almost as thick and sturdy as the Smeed manila cards and guides. And before we jump into how to create this, I do want to share that I have tried other guides, other plastic tabs. You're going to hear me say guide, tab, divider interchangeably in this video. I think actually online when you search for these, they call them index card guides. I prefer to call them tabs or dividers because of the tabs across the top. So let me just jump in and give you a few little tidbits of wisdom and advice and ideas that I've come up with over the years. This is a set of Oxford poly guides. I'll try and leave a link in the description below if you like these. These are ordinarily A to Z guides, and across the top they'll have in silver A, B, C, D, E, F, so on and so forth. And I think actually this is a couple different sets combined. I don't like A to Z guides. They just don't work for me. I like to tab by subject or my ideas or whatever I'm working on at that time. A to Z is more for like a doctor's office, a dentist's office. Maybe it works for you, and if it does, great. You're good to go right out of the gate. But for me, it didn't work. So, but I did like the durability of the poly guides, and I am a sucker for color. I love colorful rainbow. So what I did is I took some acetone. I wore, oh goodness, what is it called? Nitrile gloves to protect my skin. I got really sensitive skin due to my psoriasis. Put on some gloves, grabbed a paper towel and some cotton balls, and then literally just wiped with acetone the silver printing on each and every guide so that they were blank. This way I could use my own label maker and put whatever I want on these. That worked great for a while. And I even found this set of guides that was actually, you got a lot of them, and they're just as sturdy as the Oxford guides, but there was no text to take off of these guides. They are literally just blank. So again, I'll try and leave a link to these as well down below. But the problem with all of these, and again, love the durability, love the fact that they're colorful, but they're so dang small. When I had to use the smallest font on my label maker to get words that would actually fit on any of these. So, that didn't really meet my needs as well as I would have hoped. So then I went back to these. And the good thing about these is you can see they are bigger, the tab areas. So I could write with a pen or a marker or use my label maker and get a little more text on the guide tab part. And these are 1/3 cut. Smeed also offers these in 1/5 cuts where the tabs are smaller as they are here. But again, this is just too small. So I went to this. That worked for a while, but this doesn't last. And every time I wanted to change it, I'd have to get a new guide out or put washi tape and write over it. And, well, that just wasn't meeting my needs. So one day I was at the thrift store and I found 2 packages of these. And these are, as you can see, Avery hanging file tab folder tabs. And these are meant for file folders and like file cabinets and things. And so in this box of 20, and I'll leave a link to this down below as well, so you can take a peek, because they're not very expensive at all. And the great thing about this is you get 20 of them, and you can use them over and over and over, how I'm going to show you to do today. So again, you get 20 of these plastic real sturdy, real durable guides. And then you get strips of these, I guess you'd call them inserts. So it's not that much larger of a space than these 1/3 cut Smeed guides, but boy, oh boy, I'm going to show you how easy it is to switch these out, to change them, to color code, so on and so forth. And this is not the smallest setting on my font, on my label maker. Well, maybe it is, come to think of it. But anyway, I just find it so much easier to see because it stands up taller too, a little bit, but they just look better and they're easier for me, much more durable when I'm thumbing through or going through all of my cards. I just love it. So again, let me show you how to take care of that. So first and foremost, like I said, you can use a plain heavyweight. I would not use Target index cards for this. Target index cards just won't stand up. It won't serve you well. So don't do that. If you're going to make these with just plain index cards, again, I would use the Oxford heavyweight index cards, link in the description below, or I would use manila guides and literally just cut off the tab part itself, just like that. Oh, apologies, that was my phone. Or you could even take a regular index card and then trace on lightweight cardboard, like empty cereal boxes, things of that sort. You want something thicker and sturdier than a traditional index card, but nothing too thick, because we're going to have to cut through to make a little area to slip our, oh goodness, what is this called? Hanging file folder tab into. So again, you can use just an index card or one of the manila tab guides. In fact, to prove my point, I'm going to go ahead and use my index card here to show you what I mean. And we're just going to do one so I can show you how to do it. And all I'm doing now, there's perforations. You probably can't see on camera. There's perforations here, but I never seem to have real good luck ripping them. I always tend to rip the guide, so I like to just cut. Cut and fold. And you can't see this either, but it's scored where to fold it over, just to give it a little more stability when you actually go to slide it in the plastic tab. So I'm going to go ahead and get that prepared and set it aside. But you get a ton of these. But as you'll see in a moment here, you don't need a ton. Okay, so I'm going to keep one of my tabs, the little guide there. I'm going to go ahead and put this away so I don't lose it. Now to measure this, you want to make sure that you have it high up enough that you're actually going to be able to see the writing on the tab itself. So what I like to do, and honestly, I did a bunch of these on these manila guides, but what I did first was use one of my heavyweight index cards for measuring, and then I actually laid it over the guides and then put marks with a pen exactly where I wanted to cut with my X-Acto knife. That's how I did this. In fact, let me pull that off and show you what I mean there. Okay, so first of all, I created my guide with my index card. And you want to make sure that you place the plastic hanging file tab holder not so far over this way, because if you do, it's going to stick out and it's not going to fit in your box that stores your index cards. So you have to have it moved over to the right far enough so that when you slip it through these little cut lines, it doesn't hang over on the side. So I'm just going to make a mark here and make a mark here. And what I loved about this is when I lined this up, it lined up with only the second ruled line, which I thought was just slick as could be. So I made my mark there, and I'm going to go ahead. Honestly, I shouldn't be using a gel pen for this. FYI, use a ballpoint or pencil. That will work better. It won't smear for you. In fact, let me go ahead and switch over to a ballpoint here. All right. So my first mark or measurement is there. I'm not even measuring. I'm just lining things up. That's exactly what I'm doing here. And then I'll do the same thing over here on the right-hand side. So looking at this tab, you're going to see that there's like a triangular or angular part that juts out on the left and the right. that's the part that's actually going to slide in to these little, I don't know what you call it, cut, slashed lines, areas. Anyway, that's what enables you to attach this hanging folder tab guide thing to the index card. And it doesn't have to be real exact. This is incredibly forgiving, which is what another reason I love it. So after you have those two little marks, you just take an X-Acto knife. It's a tiny straight lines. It could not be simpler. You could break out a ruler to do this. It's literally maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. It doesn't even have to be a exactly straight line. It's very forgiving. That's it. There we go. And again, when I did this, I created a guide like this on my index card and then just set it on top of my Smeed guides where I'd cut off the tab and then literally just cut through again with my X-Acto knife. So now that we have that prepared, it's always best to make sure it's going to work. So you can slide it back in there just like that. And there you have it. This was super, you saw, I did that in seconds time. But let me show you the best part of this. So I'm going to pull that out again. Now remember, this is the guide, but you get these little inserts. And so what I did is I created a bunch of different colored insert guides. I can color code, and this is just washi tape. I'm going to show you exactly how I did this too. So I've got a ton of washi tape, and all I did was cut off a bit, not real exact or precise here either, and then line it up along the top. And if you want to use these over and over, and just for aesthetic reasons, I make sure I have enough that's going to wrap around. Doesn't have to wrap around the whole back side of the insert, but for added durability, reusability, and just aesthetic purposes, I like to have the color go the entire length of the guide because I just think it looks pretty. Hey, aesthetics matter when it's, something that matters to you, and I love my index cards, and it makes me happy when I open my file drawer and get to see them all there, all pretty lined up. So there we go. And the other benefit of using washi tape is if I want to change it, all I have to do is peel off. I don't want to ruin this because this actually goes back in my little file drawer. Maybe I'll take a picture of that and pop that on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. I can just peel off the label from my label maker. That's another reason I chose not to write on these with pen or pencil. I wanted to be able to change these up if I wanted to without creating new ones all the time. But let me show you my label maker here. Well, actually, let's go ahead and print a label right now. And this is just a Brother label maker. I like it because I got it for Christmas. And I'm able to find the label cartridges, the label refills. Let me pop that open for you, show you what I mean. I'm able to find those all the time at the thrift store for $2-3. It's just been awesome. There we go. So yeah, I find these all the time at my local Value Village, Goodwill. People get rid of these label makers all the time, and I can find the label maker for like $2.99, but often there's like a brand new or nearly new or maybe even just half used cartridge, and I will buy the label maker just to take the cartridge and then give the label maker away because I know those can get expensive. But anyway, I just print up a label. So let's just do a sample one. We'll write sample. And this label maker tape just peels right off the washi tape without any problems. And that way I can just use them over and over again. So let's delete that off. Okay. So now I have my sample label. And you don't need all the excess. I just trim it off. Oh, and I make sure to use clear label tape so that when I place it on the prepared insert, the color shines through. It just obviously looks that much better. It doesn't really matter. Again, I'm kind of nitpicky. I'm a recovering perfectionist. No, I proudly claim that. I care about the stuff that matters to me just as much as I care about stuff for other people. And this is like, spending time with my office supplies is like self-care for me. So there you go. I'm going to own it. Okay, so now we have our insert prepared with our washi tape. And we have our little label. And I'm going to show you how slick this is. Peeling back that's probably the hardest part of this whole thing, is getting the backing off the label. And the easiest way to line it up, I felt, was the top of the label all the way up to the very top of the insert. And that helps ensure that it's straight. But that is not straight. But I'm going to show you how easily this peels off. Look at this. No tears, nothing. So if you originally put a label on here, or a category or words or whatever, and it's not what you want, no harm, no foul, just peel it off, do it again. You don't have to recreate the insert at all. You just peel off the label and start over. Okay, so there we go. There's our insert. And then we take the plastic tab or guide, place it inside. And again, you remember I folded this over. I don't know why there's an extra piece here, other than it gives a little more stability, rigidity, and maybe this is why, it keeps the guide, the insert, from sliding in and out. So make sure that goes on the back. Tuck it in there, center it. Take the index card with the two cut open little lines, and then literally just tuck it in one side, slightly bend it, tuck it in the other, and it is ready to go. Again, not real aesthetic or pretty from the backside, but it don't matter. It doesn't matter at all. What matters is it looks good when it's in between index cards. It's easy to see. It's sturdy. I'm going to put this one back together too. I've taken it apart to show you. So again, I just love it. You could do it in rainbow colors. You could do anything you want. But, oh man, I got to tell you, it gives me a lot more room than these 1/5 cut poly guides. But it also, let's see, where's the other Smeed ones? I want to bring that over here to talk about that for a second. Oh, of course, I set them aside and now they're gone. Anyway, the Smeed guides are not that durable because, yes, it's heavyweight. Yes, it's cardstock. But once you write on these, well, it's one and done. Whereas this, I can change it up with just peeling off the label, slapping on a new one, and I'm ready to go again. And this plastic is a lot more heavy duty, excuse me. And like I said, easier to thumb through. And, well, you know, what do you think looks better? So there you have it. That is a quick lesson on how to use Avery hanging file folder tabs to create new index card tabs, guides, dividers, whatever you want to call it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like it, let me know it in the comments. And if you have any other ideas about how you organize or divide or just section off or categorize your index cards, let me know. I'm always looking for new ways to love, embrace, and organize my index cards, so I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.